Superhero Sexual Power: How to Boost Your Sexual Health for 100% Hotter Sex by Lloyd Lester. Chapter 1. What's your problem? Whether you are here to learn more about the problems you might face with your sexual health and seeking advice on how to prevent them, or you are experiencing issues affecting your sex life right now, this book is designed to give you answers that can help you make positive changes in your daily routines to improve all aspects of your sexuality. Most sexual dysfunction is particular to one of the 4 stages of sexual response: excitement or arousal, plateau, orgasm, and resolution. And the issues faced in each individual stage are very different from each other. Some health conditions affect multiple areas. And of course, since these stages typically proceed in order, something that makes one stage difficult can have negative consequences on the entire experience. Now, the first step for anyone experiencing sexual difficulties is to seek medical advice. I'm not your doctor, so before you start making any drastic changes, talk to a professional about what could be causing the trouble. Even if you aren't experiencing symptoms related to your sexuality, it would still be a good idea to get a physical exam before making any dramatic changes in your lifestyle. If you do have any undiagnosed conditions that can make sexual function challenging, such as diabetes, blood pressure problems, heart disease, hormonal imbalance, obesity, kidney or liver failure, depression, anxiety, general stress, alcoholism, drug abuse, or other psychological problems due to relationship problems, feelings of guilt, or sexual trauma in your past, or if you are currently taking medication that could be interfering with your sex life, you will want your doctor to know what you have in mind for making change. This book will help you figure out exactly what you can do for yourself and empower you to make decisions with your primary care provider to change your life for the better. In the next 2 chapters, we'll talk about communicating with your partner about your sexual health, as well as reviewing the 3 main causes of distress for men relating to their sexual health. After you and your partner are both on board, I'll give you 3 chapters full of advice for specific changes you can make relating to food, exercise, and supplements that can make a difference. And in the final chapter of this mini-book, I'll explain some of the other issues men may face and offer some additional advice for lowering stress and increasing both intimacy and desire in your relationship. Not all of the changes I offer are going to be easy. Some of them may actually be impossible for you in your life right now. But don't give up hope. Most importantly, don't try to change everything about your life all at once, unless you know for a fact that it's the best way to make a transformation for you. Most people do best when change comes gradually, when you give yourself time to replace bad habits with new, healthier ones. Give yourself this opportunity to become accustomed to the changes that you want for your life. Try a few things out and see how they work for you. Humans aren't all carbon copies of one another. What works well for one person might be a total flop for another, which is another great reason not to change everything at once. If something works or doesn't, you want to know what's making the biggest difference. So make changes 1 or 2 or a few at a time. And if something just doesn't sit right with you, take a step back and give yourself a chance to try something else instead. See how your body and mind change, then come back and try a second time. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately either. Lifestyle changes take time. Your body didn't get to the point where it wasn't doing what you wanted it to overnight, did it? It may have seemed sudden, but whatever the underlying cause, it's been building in you for weeks, months, maybe years. It's gonna take more than a day or 3 to set things straight. So, settle in for the long haul and commit yourself to making changes for the better. Because even if you don't have any kind of sexual dysfunction right now, I can guarantee that the recommendations in this book can make you a stronger, sexier, more attentive, and potent lover if you just give them a chance. 2. Desire, erection, and ejaculation. These 3 aspects of male sexual response are the 3 categories in which nearly all men's sexual problems fall. These issues are common. Studies suggest that nearly a third of men experience one or more of these issues in their lives. In this chapter, we'll go a bit more in depth to talk about the specific problems associated with each area. Desire. Although desire is the first and primary requirement for sex to occur, it is often the last issue men notice. because it can be easy when desire is lacking to simply forget about the importance of sex altogether. Unlike the next two areas, which become obvious when something goes wrong during sex, a lack of desire may begin gradually and become a huge issue before you even know it's happening. When we talk about issues of desire, we are specifically referring to a decrease in sexual desire, a loss of libido. However, if you are simply the type of person who has and has always had low to no sexual desire, I urge you to stop thinking about this as a problem and instead seek out a partner whose libido matches yours. Everyone's libido is different. You aren't less of a man if you don't want sex all day, every day. That's an unfortunate myth about masculinity. If, however, you have noticed that your libido has decreased over time and that is something you want to fix, this is a problem that can be addressed. Just keep in mind, you will want to have some tests done to rule out major problems with hormones or neurology. Erection. Erectile dysfunction, or ED, is a common issue that many men face, involving the inability to attain or maintain an erection that is hard enough to engage in intercourse. Most men experience this every once in a while, so no need to go running to the doctor the first time your hard-on fails you. But if it becomes a persistent problem, be sure to seek out some kind of medical attention to rule out serious health conditions. Emotional or mental issues, as well as troubles with blood pressure and other cardiovascular disorders, are the most common cause of ED, with injury and medications also sometimes causing trouble. But if this is something you struggle with, you will be happy to know it is easily treatable, even without expensive drugs. Ejaculation. There are three main types of common ejaculatory dysfunction. 1. Premature ejaculation is when you come before or almost immediately after you begin receiving stimulation to your penis. While some medications can cause this problem, as well as certain injuries, the most common cause is psychological, relating to anxiety, nervousness, past trauma, or shame surrounding the sex act. Luckily, these are all easy to get through with the help of a trained professional or just some good old-fashioned focus and hard work. 2. Inhibited ejaculation is when it takes a long time for you to come despite your best efforts. It has many of the same causes of premature ejaculation, funny enough, though excessive or intensive masturbation and pornography use is the most common cause that I've seen, and that can definitely be fixed with time and effort. 3. Retrograde ejaculation, which many men have not heard of, is often caused by nerve damage or surgery on the bladder or prostate. This damage causes ejaculate to flow backward into the bladder instead of being expelled from the penis. It can also be caused by certain medications meant to treat mood disorders. Technically, this particular disorder isn't one that requires treatment, unless you find it painful or are trying to conceive with your partner. If this is the case, you should consult a doctor. 3. Let's talk about it. One of the main factors that keeps men from seeking treatment for sexual health issues, and probably the primary reason that sexual dysfunction ends up driving couples apart, is an inability to talk openly and honestly about the issues. It's time to get over it. If you are going to see a doctor about any problems you might be experiencing, or plan to make any lifestyle changes at home to help, you are going to need to talk to medical professionals and your partner like grown-ups. Start off by making sure you know the names for your reproductive organs. Develop a language to describe what you are experiencing and practice saying these things out loud until they feel comfortable in your mouth. Diagnosis and treatment. When you visit your doctor, they will probably begin with a complete physical, if you haven't had one in a while. The doctor will want to know a complete history of your related symptoms, and if they are a decent care provider, will also ask you some questions about your lifestyle. You may be asked to complete some tests, like having blood drawn for analyses, having an evaluation of your blood flow, testing the sensory response in your penis, even taking a sleep study to monitor the naturally occurring erections during your sleep cycles. Your primary care provider may also refer you to specialists, including urologists who work with the urinary tract and male reproduction, endocrinologists who specialize in hormones, neurologists who can test for problems relating to the nervous system, as well as sex therapists, psychotherapists, and other counselors who can help with issues relating to emotions, mood disorders, or past trauma. Treatment can involve any number of interventions, including medication and other medical treatments, hormone therapy, psychological therapy, mechanical aids, sex education, communication skills, and specific lifestyle changes. In this book, we'll be focusing specifically on education, communication, and lifestyle, both as treatment and prevention for future sexual health problems. Bringing health home. So, on to communication. If you are planning to make any kind of lifestyle changes at home, you will want to talk to your lover beforehand. You don't need to specifically tell her that these changes are designed to make you a better lover, since most of these things are also incredibly helpful for overall health. But you will want to explain the changes you plan to make, determine if and how they will affect her, and figure out the best ways to implement these changes without wreaking havoc on your daily life. Making drastic changes to your life can be incredibly challenging. It can shock the system, create even more stress in your relationship, and make some of your favorite relaxing activities a lot harder to enjoy. Take things slowly. Make changes one at a time. If you are cutting out old, bad habits, be sure to replace them with better ones. Know what your body and mind need to feel healthy and cared for, or at least start paying attention so you can figure it out. More stress isn't going to help your sex life, so take things slow and see what works and what doesn't before making any long-term commitments to change. Prevention. If prevention, rather than treatment, is your ultimate goal, you're likely to find that the suggestions that follow will help. But there are a few major things you can do before you get to the total life overhaul. First, quit smoking. Second, limit your alcohol intake. 3, avoid narcotics. 4, deal with your emotions. And 5, talk to your lover. Follow these 5 simple steps, and hopefully you'll never need to deal with sexual dysfunction in the future. Check out the next 2 chapters on diet and exercise for even more tips to prevent penis-related problems. 4. You are what you eat. Diet is probably the most important thing involved in your overall health. What you put into your body is what your body uses to make, your body. Your cells are created from the fat and protein that you ingest. Your body burns your food for fuel. So how clean is the fuel that you're using? Many people suffer from metabolic syndrome without even knowing it. How do you know? If you are more than a few pounds overweight, it's a safe bet that your metabolism is damaged. If you have trouble putting on weight, same goes for you. Trouble sleeping, sugar addiction, caffeine overuse, all of these are symptoms of a metabolism problem, and diet is how you fix it. This chapter is just a quick overview of some of the major changes you can make to your diet. I highly recommend looking into things like the leptin reset, carb cycling, or the primal blueprint for more information on how this works for you. The good. A good body requires good fuel. Of course, there is a lot of information about what constitutes good nowadays. Slowly, our understanding of healthy food is shifting, so some of these suggestions may go against what you have been told in the past. Stick with me through this. And remember, consult a doctor if you have any serious health conditions that need to be mediated by diet. A good diet has a pretty simple breakdown. 1. Vegetables and fruit. The bulk of your food, not in calories but in size, should be coming from vegetables, primarily non-starchy ones. Leafy green things, colorful things, lots of fiber, and tons of good vitamins and minerals. Starchy veggies aren't bad for you, but make sure they aren't the bulk of your veg intake. And remember, corn isn't a vegetable, it's a grain. Fruit is great as well, but if you are suffering from metabolic syndrome, you'll want to try to limit the most sugar-laden ones, like bananas and apples and pears. Berries are excellent and full of antioxidants. 2. Protein and fat. After fruits and veggies, go for high-quality fat and protein. If you eat meat, eggs, and dairy, try to ensure that the animals from which you get your food are healthy. Pasteurized dairy that isn't fermented, like yogurt or kefir or cheese, is basically just liquid sugar. Try to avoid it. If you have access to clean raw milk, give it a try. Healthy meat and animal fats, like butter, lard, and tallow, should come from pastured animals, not factory farms. It's safe to assume that if you get your meat from the grocery store, it has probably been grain-fed, which makes it less than healthy. If the animals you are eating from are healthy, not only will the protein and fat they produce be excellent for your body's fuel, but it will be full of vitamins and minerals to keep you full of energy. Yes, I am basically telling you that butter and bacon can be healthy. 3. Grains and legumes. If animal products aren't your thing, make sure that your protein sources are properly prepared. Legumes and grains need to be sprouted or treated with specific ingredients that break down the enzyme inhibitors, making the protein fully digestible. Many people are sensitive to these enzyme inhibitors, which is why the gluten-free fad has been taking over these days. The bad. So, that brings us to the obvious stuff you want to leave out. Once you get into the habit of eating lots of veggies at every meal and filling up on healthy fat and protein, it'll be easier and easier to skip out on these things. And you aren't going to get sick or ruin all your progress if you eat something on this list once in a while, especially if you work hard to fix your metabolism first. Just do your best and see just how far you can go on a road to better health. 1. Sugar. Refined sugars are one of the worst culprits in creating metabolic syndrome. For sufferers, even healthier natural alternatives can cause problems with your hormones. If you want to keep sweet things in your diet and they don't interfere with your health, skip the sugars and go for unpasteurized honey instead. 2. Grain oils. Often referred to as vegetable oils, these highly processed oils are actually made from grains and seeds of primarily non-edible plants. These oils are used often because of their high cook point and because they are much cheaper than the alternatives, but they are terrible for your body. They cause inflammation, and your body has a very difficult time using them for fuel. Skip the canola or rapeseed, corn, soy, sunflower, grapeseed, peanut, and palm oils if you can. If butter and lard and tallow aren't an option for you, pick up some cold extracted coconut or avocado oil for cooking, and find some excellent, ice-pressed if you can find it, extra virgin olive oil for salads. 3. Processed foods. Once you cut out these two things, you'll find that it's unlikely you'll want to eat any processed foods at all. You will also notice that products with vegetable oils smell rancid, and things with added sugar just taste way too sweet. I told you, cutting out the processed stuff just gets easier and easier. The ugly. Processed foods also tend to have a lot of very strange added ingredients that shouldn't be part of any diet. Some people will be more sensitive than others, but if you are trying to make your whole life healthier, this is a good place to start. There are 3 main categories of stuff you will want to keep an eye out for. 1. Excitotoxins. There are plenty of these out there, but the most common are MSG and artificial sweeteners. Stevia is one exception, as it is extracted directly from a plant leaf. You may have heard that MSG is completely healthy because it is also naturally occurring, but the truth is that natural MSG comes bound to protein, which both slows the uptake of the MSG into your bloodstream and acts as an antioxidant to the free radicals that MSG can produce. Without the protein binders, MSG hits your system fast and hard. Aspartame and other similar sweeteners also acts as a free radical generator and can cause serious effects on the brain, not to mention on the metabolism. 2. Preservatives. Some preservatives are fine. A bit of citric acid here or there isn't going to hurt anyone. But other chemicals are known carcinogens, which can also damage your metabolism and hamper your healing efforts. 3. Artificial colors and flavors. I knew I was ready to give these up when my girl's red hair dye smelled like cherry candies. That can't possibly be healthy. Many artificial additives like this are also excitotoxins, so that gives you even more obvious reasons to avoid them. Just for men. Lucky for you, all of the options I've given you above also help to not only improve sperm count and motility, but can even make your ejaculate taste better. Lots of fruit and veggies are especially important. One of the most powerful sperm sweeteners I've heard of is pineapple, so eat up. 5. Manly movements. I mentioned the primal blueprint a bit earlier in this chapter, but I have to bring it up again here because it's perhaps one of the best summaries of natural, health-building exercise out there today. Read the book for plenty more information, but this is a pretty good summary of how to use that info to make your sex life better. This protocol is based on the sorts of actions that we evolved to do as humans. Those things our bodies are best at with practice. Each of these is important for a healthy, happy body. And in fact, there is no reason your lover shouldn't join you. So many women have been addicted to chronic cardio because they've been convinced it's the only way they can deserve to eat good food. Throw that idea out the window. Enjoy your walks together. Race each other to the end of the street once in a while, and do some body weight movements twice a week. So many women shy away from strength training because they are afraid of bulking up and looking too masculine. But trust me when I say that there is no way this is going to happen unless she specifically wants it to. Just like men, women need to train long and hard, I mean really hard, to get big, visible muscles. Well, either that or take steroids, so don't fret about it. Just enjoy the time together. Move slow. Cardio. You want to do it without overdoing it. Chronic cardio can lead to muscle wasting and actually make metabolic syndrome worse. Moving slow is pretty simple. Go for a walk, or a hike, or a swim, ride a bicycle. Even better, do these things with your lover. Hold hands while you take a walk, or go on a paddle boat down the lake. Go for a row, take a hike together. Spend some time talking and enjoying nature to improve not only your physical health, but your intimacy together. Move fast. Sprinting. You don't need to do it often, but moving nearly as fast as you can, like your life depended on it, even for only 20 to 30 seconds at a time, has been shown to significantly improve your cardiovascular health. This means not only harder erections, but better stamina as well. Sprinting naturally shouldn't be overdone. Do it once a week in spurts. Warm up a bit first with a few rounds at 50% or 75% of your maximum. Then try 4 to 8 rounds at your max and another 1 or 2 to cool down. And that's it. But if running isn't your thing, try jumping jacks or burpees or even swimming lengths at your top speed. It's that simple. Move heavy things. You don't need any special equipment for this. Just use your own body weight to start with. Push-ups, pull-ups, squats, and planks are your go-to exercises. Do 2 sets until you can't do them anymore twice per week. You can find plenty of information about progressions online. These are modified exercises that you can start with as you build up your strength to go all the way. If you don't have somewhere handy to do pull-ups, like a local jungle gym or a strong ladder attached to your house, you can buy a very inexpensive contraption that puts a pull-up bar right in your doorframe. In a worst-case scenario, push-ups and squats alone will do wonders for your body. Building muscle mass will increase the speed of your metabolism, keeping you lean and trim. Strength training exercises such as these also metabolize the stress hormone cortisol, so it's great for evening exercises to help you get to sleep. Have sex for better sex. Of course, the better way to combat stress hormones and promote a good night's sleep is having an orgasm. With a partner, getting your heart rate up and using your body will help metabolize cortisol. Furthermore, after orgasm, you will have a flood of happy-feeling hormones that helps to lull you into sleep. That old cliche of the guy who rolls over after a good time in the sack? It's a cliche for a reason. And if you make sure she orgasms too, you'll both get a good night's sleep. 6. Herbs aren't just for hippies. Herbs aren't the only way to supplement for better sexual health. In this chapter, we'll talk about vitamin and mineral supplements, herbs in teas or tinctures. In the next chapter, I will go over some of the other ways you can help yourself out with other simple lifestyle changes. For now, let's talk about the 4 different aspects of your health where herbs and supplements can make a difference. Stress out. Vitamins and other supplements to help lower stress primarily help by keeping your brain healthy and active. B1, also known as thiamine, is great both for your brain and your heart. B6 and B12 are excellent for brain health, increasing energy and improving mood. Biotin is great if you are taking any B-complex vitamins, as it helps your body with uptake and using the B vitamins properly. Vitamin C helps your body produce anti-stress hormones. Plus, it's great for your immune system. Choline is important for your body in making neurotransmitters that are responsible for improving brain function, memory, and muscle control. Folic acid, infamous for aiding a developing fetus, is a great addition to your supplements if you suffer from any kind of anxiety or depression. Inositol is great if you suffer from high stress levels, as it has a deep, calming effect on both body and mind. 2. Herbs for stress and anxiety can be very effective. Remember, just because something is natural doesn't make it safe. Many herbs are not safe for long-term use, and some can interfere with prescribed medication. Be sure to do your research. Ashwagandha, or Indian ginseng, is an adaptogen herb that helps the body to metabolize stress hormones, which can be a great help to your libido. Siberian ginseng is known to have a similar effect. Chamomile is one of the most popular calming herbs, though it is also known for improving brain function and alertness, soothing digestion, and helping your circulation. Fennel is not only delicious and great to combat bad breath, but it soothes the digestive system and can ease emotional stress carried there. Feverfew has a pungent smell, but is known to ease muscle tension. Holy basil is another magnificent herb for healing the body, promoting longevity and combating both stress and depression. Hops flowers are tonic, cleansing the body, promoting sleep, and easing a restless body. Kava kava is an herb from the South Pacific that is often used to treat depression and anxiety while relaxing the muscles and the mind. Lavender is a powerhouse, reduces anxiety, and improves your ability to relax. It's great for helping you get to sleep or just calming down body and mind after a long day. On top of all that, it's generally antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. It is an estrus herb though, so it can be better for women than men, especially if you are trying to up your testosterone levels. She can drink it as a tea, or you can both use it as an essential oil to scent your home. Lemon balm makes a delicious herb which is known to reduce anxiety and lower stress. Licorice root helps the body digest cortisol, the stress hormone, and is also great for balancing blood sugar and adrenal hormones and stimulating brain functions. Passion flower, often rumored to be psychoactive, primarily hopes to encourage relaxation by soothing a restless body. Schizandra fruit, or the five-flavor berry, as it is known to native China, is so named because it comprises all flavors: salty, sweet, sour, spicy, and bitter. It is fundamental to Chinese medicine as a tea that reduces hunger and protects against stress, both physical and emotional. St. John's wort has been used as an anti-anxiety and depression-combating medicine for thousands of years. And finally, valerian root is of great help to battle insomnia and restlessness. Go with the flow. As with all the other health issues we discuss in this chapter, your best bet is to work on your diet and exercise first. If you have specific heart problems, talk to your doctor. That said, if you want to work towards better heart health naturally, here are a few ideas. Vitamin C is great for circulation as well, keeping the arteries healthy and flexible. Vitamin E improves blood flow by preventing undue clotting and widening the blood vessels, as well as aiding in the formation of new red blood cells. Omega-3s can be supplemented, but you will find that if you make the dietary changes I recommend, you may not need them. They help prevent blood clots where you don't want there to be blood clots, ensuring proper circulation. Bilberry thins the blood, similar to aspirin that doctors often prescribe, but without the same side effects. Always check with the doctor first. Cacao in its raw and natural form, or as a tincture or extract, has an exceptionally high antioxidant content, protecting against a number of heart problems. Cayenne is a spicy pepper, which not only improves circulation, but stimulates and strengthens the muscles of the heart, rebuilds blood cells, and helps to remove both toxins and plaque buildup from the blood. Garlic helps to improve good cholesterol in the body, which can help in normalizing your blood pressure and improving your circulation. Ginkgo biloba dilates the blood vessels, which improves circulation,
and it is also known for boosting memory. Hawthorn isn't just great for the heart. Along with preventing high blood pressure and calming heart palpitations while removing arterial plaque, it is calming for the digestive system and reduces anxiety as well. Motherwort is a mild sedative which can be great for calming stress, but more importantly, it is a powerful heart tonic with a long history. And willow bark, which contains silicon, very similar to aspirin, is not only a natural painkiller but also a blood thinner. It has been used to treat inflammation in the body for thousands of years. Avoid it if you can't have aspirin. Turn up the testosterone to liven up your libido. Many of the herbs already mentioned also double up as libido boosters. Ginseng, ginkgo biloba, garlic for starters. Many others you've probably never heard of, so we'll explore those in a second. The most important thing to recognize is that to boost your libido, you will want to boost your testosterone levels. And the easiest, quickest way to do that is to reduce your stress. High cortisol levels generally mean low testosterone levels. All the dietary, physical, and herbal advice above about lowering stress hormones and improving heart health will also inevitably improve your libido. So, before you decide to start supplementing for increased testosterone, try out the rest of the advice above first. Damiana stimulates both genital blood flow and sensitivity, though some men may find its effects too intense. It is great for women as well and makes a delicious wine. Horny goatweed is known by many to increase both testosterone and nitric oxide levels, enhance blood flow, improve heart conditions, and prevent erectile dysfunction. L-arginine is an amino acid which has been used specifically to increase blood flow to the genitals and can be great for libido boosting when used with other supplements. Maca root is good for both men and women, boosting testosterone levels, increasing libido, and supporting high energy levels. That said, long-term use has sometimes been known to cause adrenal fatigue. Try taking it 1 week on, 1 week off. Mucuna pruriens contains growth hormone and natural steroids, which can definitely increase testosterone levels, but should be used sparingly. It also increases dopamine levels, which encourages even more testosterone production. Muira puama is a Brazilian herb known to increase testosterone levels, prevent depression, and increase energy levels. It both enhances overall libido and acts as a general aphrodisiac. Puncture vine, or Tribulus terrestris, can boost testosterone levels quickly by as much as 50% in as short a time as only a few days, acting as a powerful aphrodisiac. Sarsaparilla root used to be common in drinks like root beer. It is a natural steroid which can boost muscle gains, act as a prostate tonic, increase libido as men, as well as battle male pattern baldness. Lastly, yohimbe bark is great for battling depression and increasing stamina, both increasing testosterone levels in the body and improving oxygen flow to the blood. 7. A little bit of everything else. If you have already taken the advice in earlier chapters, you should be well on your way to better overall health, including your sex life. These are just a few more steps you can take to improve your stress levels and your libido. Turn off the lights. Blue light after dark is one of the leading causes of high stress levels. Humans have special sensors in our eyes that specifically detect blue light, even in people who don't actually see color. This is because blue light is the brightest during the day. These sensors control the hormones responsible for waking us up and putting us to sleep. Cortisol, the stress hormones, is what tells your body to get up in the morning. The lack of it, followed by the calming hormone melatonin, helps put you to sleep at night. One of the best ways to combat too much cortisol and not enough melatonin, which should be obvious if you either have trouble sleeping or don't feel tired, is by controlling the amount of blue light you are exposed to after the sun goes down. The most common sources of blue light are televisions, computer screens, smartphones, and exceptionally white lights like fluorescent and LED bulbs. Basically, the more yellow or orange the light, the better it is for your eyes. You can actually install a program on your phone or computer called Flux to adjust your screen's colors automatically after dark. Turn down the lights after sundown. If you want to go all out, light a few candles for an hour before bed and enjoy some intimate moments with your lover. tune into the trees. It may not sound very scientific, but there's good evidence that so-called forest bathing, otherwise known as going for a long walk in the woods, is incredibly healthy for the entire body, improving mind, lowering stress, and boosting the immune system. Just as little as one long walk in the woods can enhance your health for 2 weeks. So, take your lover for a walk on your favorite trail and enjoy the scenery. Learn to really relax. For most people, relaxing means turning on a mindless action movie, playing violent video games, or eating a pile of food. But how many of these activities actually relax the body and mind though? For the most part, these actually stimulate stress hormones. One of the best activities for improving your mood, combating depression, and metabolizing stress hormones is the Swedish spa, which involves going back and forth between hot and cold environments, like a sauna and a cool pool, or a hot spring and a cold waterfall. If you ever have the chance to try one out, go for it. Otherwise, plan to spend some time away from the tech. Go to the beach, play a game that gets you physically active, or just enjoy some sensual, sexual activity with your lover that doesn't cause either of you serious stress. Learn to love your bodies again by getting playful with each other. Try new things. Most importantly, don't get lazy in love. Keeping your brain and your body healthy also mean rejecting complacency. As soon as sex becomes a habit, one or both of you will start to lose interest. There is nothing wrong with setting a regular sex date or having favorite experiences that you enjoy, but your brain and body will both thank you if you also set aside time to try new things, create new neural pathways, discover new desires for you to quench. Don't let sex be boring. Conclusion. While diet, followed by exercise, are the 2 most important components to living a healthy lifestyle where sex plays an important role, there are many things that you can do to support these changes and ease things along. Just don't disregard how vital these 2 aspects are. There is little point in spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on designer drugs, supplements, and herbs if you aren't giving your body the basics it needs to support itself in good health. And don't discount how important your mental health is in all of this either. It can be easy to write off our stressors on the usual, work and kids and money and whatever else has us crawling up the walls. And sometimes, it doesn't hurt to talk to someone whose job it is to listen objectively and tell it like they see it. It's great to have friends, a social life, a loving and understanding partner. But if you find yourself stuck on the same stressful ideas, don't hesitate to visit a professional therapist, sexual or otherwise, who can help you and perhaps your lover work through some of the challenges of making a life together. This is your sex life, your love. Don't ignore your problems in the hope that they will just go away. Step up and do what needs to be done so you and your lover can have the very best life possible together. Believe me, it's totally worth it.